They say the richest men and women on earth carry a secret, but not the kind you expect. It isn't written in their books, it isn't spoken in their interviews, and it isn't hidden in the numbers that analysts obsess over. It is a whisper, a current that flows beneath everything they touch, a key they never hand to anyone directly, but one you can sense if you're willing to look in the shadows. Our story begins with a traveler, nameless, restless, driven by questions no one around him dared to ask. He had seen men born poor rise to thrones of power. He had seen empires built from garages and kitchen tables. He had seen faces once ordinary carved into history. And he wondered, again and again, what do they know that the rest of us don't? One night, while walking through the city's silent streets, he overheard an old merchant telling a child, "Gold is not the treasure, boy. The treasure is what gold cannot buy." The boy laughed, the merchant smiled, and the traveler froze. The words clung to him like smoke. That night, unable to sleep, he whispered to himself, "If there truly is a secret, I will find it." He did not know then that the road would lead him to doors others feared to open, to answers that looked like riddles, and to truths so simple they were almost invisible. But before he found the secret, he would first have to unlearn everything he thought he knew. The journey into the unknown. The traveler began his search not with billionaires, but with those who had once failed. He sought the broken, the forgotten, the outcasts. Men who had touched fortune and lost it. Women who had built kingdoms that turned to dust. Again and again he asked, "What was the moment it slipped from your hands?" "It wasn't when the money ran out," said one. "It was when I stopped believing tomorrow could be greater." "It wasn't when the market betrayed me," said another. "It was when I betrayed myself by chasing what I did not love." "It wasn't when they laughed at me," whispered a third. "It was when I believed their laughter was louder than my own voice." The traveler began to notice a pattern. Failure did not begin with numbers, but with something softer, quieter, a seed planted in the mind. And so he wondered, if failure begins within, then perhaps wealth does too. But that answer only birthed a larger question. What do the wealthy guard so closely that even failure cannot steal it from them? Weeks turned into months. The traveler studied stories of the richest and found contradictions everywhere. Some were frugal, others extravagant, some were silent, others loud. Some built empires, others broke rules. No single action, no single strategy tied them together. And yet, beneath every story, he felt the same pulse, like a hidden rhythm beating just out of sight. And then came the night of the library. In an abandoned quarter of the city, the traveler discovered a forgotten hall of books. There, among dusty volumes, he found a leather-bound journal with no name. Its first page read, open quote, "To those who chase wealth, you are looking in the wrong direction. The secret is not outside. It never was." Close quote. The traveler's pulse quickened. Every word after that only deepened the mystery. One line spoke of patience, sharper than any blade. Another of courage, quiet as the dawn. Another of choosing the game no one else dares to play. But the journal never named the secret. It only teased over and over. The secret is the one thing money cannot reveal, yet the one thing without which money vanishes. The traveler closed the book, trembling. He was closer now, but not yet there. The more he searched, the more he realized that billionaires did not guard their secret with walls. They hid it in plain sight. It was not in their words, but in their silences. Not in their successes, but in how they endured failure. Not in their wealth, but in what they were willing to sacrifice for it. The traveler met a sage, a quiet old woman who lived in the high mountains. She listened to his questions with a patient smile. "You seek the secret," she said, "but you are asking the wrong question." He frowned. "What question should I ask?" "Not, what is the secret?" she whispered. "But why do you not already see it?" The traveler was stunned, and she added, "The rich are not rich because they hold the secret. They are rich because the secret holds them. They do not chase it. They become it. That is why they cannot give it to you in words. You must live your way into it." The traveler left her haunted. Every step afterward felt heavier. Every silence felt louder. He began to notice things he had missed before. The discipline in a man rising at dawn while the city slept. The patience of a woman who spent years on a single idea. The courage of those who risked ridicule for dreams invisible to others. He realized that the secret was not one hidden door, but 1,000 small keys. Keys of choice, keys of thought, keys of endurance. But the final vault, the heart of the secret, still eluded him. Until one day, he stumbled upon a man who had built an empire so vast, the world could not stop speaking his name. The traveler asked him directly, "What is the one thing no one tells us about wealth?" The man smiled faintly. "The same thing no one told me. The secret is not money at all." The traveler leaned forward, breathless. "Then what is it?" The man's smile deepened, but he said nothing. Instead, he pointed to the traveler's own chest. For weeks, the traveler wrestled with that silent gesture. How could the secret lie within? Hadn't he searched, sacrificed, chased? And then, slowly like dawn breaking, the truth revealed itself. The secret billionaires don't tell you is this: the greatest wealth is not what you hold in your hands, but what you carry in your mind and heart. It is the ability to see where others see nothing, to believe when others doubt, to persist when others quit, to stay calm in storms and hungry in peace. It is not a technique. It is not a strategy. It is a state of being, a fire that burns quietly unseen but unstoppable. Money is only the echo of that fire. The world may take the gold, but it cannot steal the flame. The traveler understood now why they never said it aloud, because the secret is not something you hear. It is something you awaken to. And so he smiled for the first time in years, not because he had found wealth, but because he had found what wealth could never buy. The moral. The secret billionaires don't tell you is not hidden in vaults, but already beating within you. It is vision. It is discipline. It is courage. It is the fire that cannot be bought, but once lit, makes you unstoppable. And so, listener, I leave you with this question. If the secret was never money, then what other truths are we blind to, simply because we keep looking in the wrong place? Perhaps the next secret is not about wealth at all, but about something far greater, a treasure even billionaires do not yet understand. But that is a story for another night. If this tale stirred something within you, like, share, and subscribe, because the next chapter may just change the way you see the world forever.